let's start. Hi everyone, my name is Irina. I'm a product analyst from Steelsoft, and today I have an opportunity to chat with Confluence admin and app skipper Harald from Logicals. Hi Harald.
Hi Irina.
So nice to see you again. And just before we start, I want to add a bit of information about Logicals. So Logicals actually creates smart engineering solution for automating manufacturing processes. So it sounds like really officially. Maybe you could like add some information to make it less stiff.
Yes, what we do is we create a tool chain for implementing industrial automation solutions. So it's an Eclipse-based IDE where you can do your SPS programs and load it on devices, and it's used in industrial automation. The field where our products are used is in automotive, in building automation, in energy. We are widespread but unknown, so to say.
Oh, okay. It sounds like the processes are really elaborated, and it takes a lot of documentation to jot down every step of your process. So it's interesting to know what's the place actually where you store these tons of documentation internally.
Yes,
okay.
We are also safety, and here we have to provide evidence for all measures for error prevention we take. We have to do specifications, we have to do requirement tracking and so on, and produce a lot of paper.
Oh.
We are doing this in Confluence and Jira. We're writing the documents in Confluence and create the requirements in Jira and track using Jira, we track the requirements through all those documents we produce. And then we generate Word documents from the Confluence pages and send it to the certification body where it is reviewed and approved.
I suppose it's time to add that Logicals is actually our client, and they use our Talk Advanced Inline Comments app for Confluence. And Harald, it's interesting to know your story, how you came to the idea to install our app. Was the necessity in our app initially? Could you please elaborate a bit on that?
The requirement behind this is when we do a document, it has to be a managed document, so it has to be reviewed, approved, and in the review process, we have findings in the documents. These findings must be fixed, and it must be documented that all findings were fixed. In the time where we used Office, we started with Excel tables where we wrote down page and finding and so on, which is a lot of manual work. When we changed to Confluence, we tried to use the Confluence comment feature for doing this, but this feature lacks some functionality, mostly reporting functionality. So we looked for alternatives, and we found your plugin, the documents.
Okay, great. So you've mentioned that you use talks in a review process. And I know that our Talk app facilitates this process. So it's interesting to know, to see the whole picture of the review process in your organization. I mean, is it only the Talk app that helps you to review docs? Or maybe you use it in combination with other apps that helps you to set up this process in Confluence?
maybe I show it hands-on document.
Oh, it would be really nice. It would be more perceivable. So thank you for that.
So
It's much appreciated.
how it works. Yeah, my screen. Can you see?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I prepared an example document. That's how we manage the documents in Confluence. We have a cover page for the document with some metadata, like document history, author, and so on. And
is it a page property macro that you use for this metadata in the document?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can aggregate a list of documents and status.
Now I know.
And we also use this data in the Word export to build a cover page of the Word document.
Okay.
And yeah, so when we start writing a document, starts writing content, and when the author is finished with the content, he sets the document state, the page state to ready. We are using Comala Documents here to signal the reviewer, okay, that the page is ready for review. We have also some review status pages in the document. One page is the status of the single pages. The other one is where talk comes into play, is the review findings. So now let's say I start the review, some other standards. So I reviewed it and I say, okay, the things need to be changed on this page, and I set this page to rejected. And it goes back to the author, and the author can, it's simple if it's a single page, but we have documents with hundreds of pages. And so that the author can use this list of comments to see, okay, what needs to be done.
It's actually our talk report.
Yes,
this is on the page.
This is your report.
Just to clarify a bit, you squeeze in our talks in a review process so that to let the author of the document know what tasks need to be done to advance this document to the next step of a review process, as I see it.
Yes.
Okay. So initially, it's the reviewer who leaves the talk comments, and then the page author knows that talks are tasks to be done for the advancing the review process. Okay. Now I know. Yes. So maybe you use other talks of other features of talks that simplify this process.
Yes. So what I forget to mention, we use both talk comments and suggestions. Which can be simply accepted or not. Yeah. Or if there's a comment, the author works through all these comments. Either the author says, okay, I don't want to change it, and replies here, so it's fine like it is here, or the author edits the document. Here we have another big advantage of the doc comments. I still see them when I'm editing the document. So let's say I see something, I don't know. And after doing the change, the author states that he has done the change. So maybe just say done. And to visualize that and to distinguish between open comments and comments that were already processed. What we do here is to mark it as green. Well done. And yeah, a little workaround. We also set the priority because we can filter the priority in the report. We can't filter by color, but we can filter by priority. Yes, and the author does not set the comment to resolved. So when the author is done, and all comments are processed, are green, the page is set to ready for review again. And in the next review loop, the reviewer checks all the comments that were processed. And then the reviewer says, okay, that's what I meant. And then the reviewer approves the changes by removing the comment.
Okay, now I see. So it's actually an interesting workaround where you use our talk priority feature that was initially meant to set the importance of the comment and the urgency of it. So you use it like to underline the status of the comment. When it has a medium priority, it means that the comment is processed, and you see this in talk report. Could you please like check what talk report says now? I mean, to show the how it actually looks in the report.
Yes. Now you see here we use the talk report in combination with the table filter. So we don't see nothing here because I filtered to open comments. If I remove the filter here, I see, okay, we got this comment and this comment is resolved.
Resolved, and you see this priority is marked in green, and that means, yeah, that the comment is processed actually. So interesting workaround.
So maybe I add other comments to show the different stages. So here I do a comment fresh from the review, so to say. The author has processed it. And when we look here in the report, I'm confused. I still have the filter. So we got the already resolved comment. We get the comment with priority low, which means it has still to be processed. And we get the comments with priority medium, which are processed and need to be re-reviewed.
Okay, so now I know.
I can filter for all these states in Word.
Okay, interesting case actually. So just to sum it up, like the whole review process in your organization. So correct me if I'm wrong somewhere. So in general, for setting up the review process in Logicals, you use two apps. The first one is Comala Workflow, and the next one is Talk app for Confluence. So initially you have like statuses that defines the review level of the document. So initially, when the document is not ready, reviewer reviews the document and leaves talk comments as tasks for the author to be processed. And only then, if the reviewer accepts these comments, the document can be processed to the next level. So in this process, you use talk priority feature to underline the status of the comment. If it's marked in gray, it means that it's not already processed. And if it's marked in green, which means talk medium priority, it means that talk was addressed, and the reviewer can resolve it or add some remarks to correct the document further. So once all the talks are accepted, are resolved, the document can proceed to the next review step, or maybe can be released. So correct me if my speech was somewhere wrong. Okay. Great. And also, I suppose it's important to mention that you've said that you also use talk suggestion feature, like to add some changes to the document, and so that the author of the page can automatically apply changes if they accept them.
Yes.
So maybe you could add a bit of introduction, how the talk suggestion feature looks on the page and how you use this.
Yes. So while the talk comment is kind of you have to change something, but I don't know really what.
Just anything.
The suggestion can be used to directly state the replacement text. So let's see. Okay, maybe I want to say that this is not just necessary, but it's
obligatory.
Important.
Important, yeah.
Yeah. So I put the suggestion here. It goes to the author, and the author says, "Yeah, okay, you're right." And here the author directly accepts the replacement, and we have the new text here.
It automatically applies to the text these changes.
Yes. What we also do sometimes when the author wants to, when the page is in a very late state of release, and the author wants to change something but wants to document the change, the author uses the suggestion to make the change. So the author suggests the change, accepts it, and then it's also documented in the review list, in the talk report. So we get an additional documentation that this change was done.
Interesting. Thank you for giving additional detail.
I have one feature about an important aspect of the how we use the talks comments. What I showed up to now is how it helps us in the review process by organizing our work. One requirement of the standards we are using is that documents need to be reviewed, and there must be evidence that all findings from review are really processed. So we send a review report to the certification body. And here in the review report, we also use doc report to get a protocol. And here we have the evidence. When we do the protocol, everything must be accepted or resolved. So we have the evidence that all findings were processed. We generate a PDF from this report and also send this report to the certification. So it's small but very important feature we're using
in this process. You know, I have one more question regarding these findings. It's interesting that when you add these talks on the page that are reviewed by the certification body, it means that these are corrections that they ask you to do, and you have kind of report for them that, hey, these are all the corrections that we need to be done. that you set us to do. And here they are all addressed, and we can you can accept us, something like this, or I'm wrong in some.
Well, in the first stage, it's for our internal review. So it's the proof that we did an internal review and all the internal findings were addressed. And we sent the document to the certification body. Certification body does a review and sends a review protocol back. And what we do now is that we transfer the findings of the certification body into documents for further processing.
Okay, so
mostly we use it for internal reviews.
Internal reviews, and then each certification body says that you need to add some details. You also add talks in that, and then this report shows them that all your suggestions were addressed, and we can proceed, for example.
Yes.
Oh, okay, great. Now I know all the nuances of your process, of your review process. So, is it something that you want to add? Maybe. Is there something left? Okay,
no,
so you can. Okay, great. So now you can stop sharing, and yeah, we can say goodbye to each other. So thank you, Harald, for this discussion, for this detailed explanation. Now we know what the review process looks like in your organization, and I hope that some users can borrow your processes and adapt to their experience. So it was really interesting to talk to you. Thank you for that. Yeah, thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. You're welcome, and thank you for having me.
So bye. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day too. Bye.